Check out Paddy Power's new and exclusive Cash Card Plus, available to use online, at ATMs, or even down the local. Paddy Power, you beauty.
Hi there, welcome along to the Racing Post Weekend Postcast. I'm Bruce Millington, he is Lee Mottershead. Over in Ireland we have got David Jennings, and we've also got Frank Hickey from Paddy Power, who is making his Postcast comeback after his wedding. How did it all go, Frank? All good?
All went fine. Yeah, we had a little hiccup. The father-in-law took a bit of a turn and had to go on an ambulance to hospital around dinner time. But other than that, it was straightforward. Oh, he's fine. He's
all good, yeah?
Yeah, he just has a bit of a dodgy ticker, and they thought he might be having heart issues, but turned out he had the flu.
Oh my goodness! Had he done his speech by that point?
He'd just done his speech. Yeah, I'd say he wasn't finished 15 minutes, so he hung in there.
If your daughter was marrying Frank Hickey, you'd have a heart attack as well.
Well, I was joking with him once I knew he was okay. That once he realised, when his body went into shock, realising how much money he'll have now they got rid of his daughter.
Did it come in under budget, over budget?
Oh, no, we went a good bit over budget. I was naive enough to assume my missus, who's a shopaholic, would come in under budget and just gave her the money. But alas, no, way over budget.
Oh, never mind. It's all done now. Married life's good, yeah?
So far so good.
Excellent.
It's only a week and a bit or whatever.
It'll soon deteriorate. Right, OK, we've got Ascot, we've got Haydock, we've got Wincanton on Saturday. Great meeting at Gorham Park. And on Sunday at Navan, there's some decent stuff as well, as the countdown to Cheltenham continues. 4 weeks today, it's Gold Cup Day. So, without further ado, we will look ahead to a horse who is definitely running in the Gold Cup, as far as we know. Or, in other words, as long as he's OK, he's not going to run in the Ryanair. That is Q Card. He is the star of the day. And he's also the red-hot favourite for probably one of the least appealing but highest class races tomorrow. It's the 3:35 at Ascot. It's the Betfair Ascot Chase. Just how short is he at the moment, Frank?
Currently, we're 4-11 Q Card, 7-1 both Royal Regatta and Tacken Desai, 20-1 Irish Cavalier and Traffic Fluid, and 33-1 Shantou Flyer. OK, chaps, before I get your opinions on this and all the other races, I do need to warn you that I am the guest on the opening show on ITV tomorrow. So anything you say may be taken and regurgitated as mine. So lots of good knowledge, please. Lee, will Q Card win?
Oh, he should do, shouldn't he? I mean, first of all, fair play to Connections on two fronts. One is they've saved this race. Without Q Card in, it would be a pretty appalling Grade 1. It's a funny sort of race anyway.
Quite a good betting race, though,
It's a good betting race, but we're looking to see stars, and he's a star. And secondly, well done for taking him out of the Ryanair, going in beforehand, saying that this is a Gold Cup horse. We're going to run him in the Gold Cup. They stuck to good old Jean Bishop. She wants to win the Gold Cup. He's the most popular horse in training still. I think that's probably a fair call. I'd love to see him win the Gold Cup. In many ways, there's more downside potentially to upside with this race, from apart from the huge prize money, in that if he doesn't win, his Gold Cup claims are probably blown out of the water. You'd hope to see him winning the bridle. I'd say he probably will do. He won the race 4 years ago. Just as long as he's been around, 4 years ago, won the Ascot Chase. None of his rivals can hold a candle to him on his best form, as long as he is. And I'd imagine this close to the Gold Cup, Colin will have him pretty well at a peak, because Colin's not the sort of trainer that gives a horse a run 180% to build up to a target. He'll want to win a 150 grand race, and you'd hope that Q Card would.
Who'll finish second?
Royal Regatta.
OK. David Jennings, are you as confident about Q Card?
I couldn't disagree with Lee more. I'll tell you, first things first, OK? Q Card is one of my favourite horses in training. Yeah. And if he won the Gold Cup, I think I'd feel as happy as I did when Sprinter Sacre won the Queen Mother last year. He's just a fantastic horse. His longevity, his class, everything about him I love. I am petrified for Q Card tomorrow. And this is a big statement, but I just wonder, will he completely blow out tomorrow? He's had two absolute bruisers on his last two races. I remember watching the Haydock, the Betfair Chase in the press room at Punchestown, and Pat Healy was standing beside me, famous photographer in Ireland, and he turned, he said, "What the hell is Paddy Brennan doing?" He absolutely bet the shite out of him, and in 15 lengths clear, he said, I'm really worried about it. And it's funny, when I watched him in the King George, I watched the race again, at no stage did he look happy. He didn't jump well, he didn't travel well, he didn't look his exuberant self to me. I hope I'm completely wrong, but I just worry for Q Card tomorrow. And the biggest I won't call it a rick, but the wrong price in the race by a mile is Taquin de Sol. He's 8-1. I think he was cut just a few minutes ago. I put up a tweet. Obviously, wasn't to do with that, but 8-1 about Taquin de Sol is ridiculous. So it is. I'm just going to give you. I'll do this really quick, Bruce, because I know you give out to me for talking for too long. But he's won 6
times. Just reaching for the biscuits. Go on.
He's won 6 times over fences. 5 of them have been over 2.5 miles. This is his trip, and this is his ground. Okay. Of his wins, he's won the JLT at Cheltenham. Okay. He won the Bet Victor Gold Cup of 156. The only times he's been beaten over 2.5 miles over fences was in the Ryanair chase twice on good ground, which he needs cutting the ground. The other time was in a Mickey Mouse race in Newton Abbot at the start of the season, and he was just beaten by Oscar Whiskey as a novice. He also beat Oscar Whiskey as a novice at the Open Meeting. He won a Grade 2 at Haydock over 2.5 miles. He won at Warwick last year on soft ground over 2.5 miles, and he won the Bet Victor Gold Cup. This is tailor-made for him, if you ask me. I cannot understand why he's this price. He should be about 3-1. Now, I'm not saying he's going to win, because if Q-Card turns up, as we know the Q-Card that he is, he's rated 170, he should win. But is there really, a 71% chance the Q-Card will win the race? Absolutely not. I'm certainly going to be taking him on with Taquin de Sol.
Okay, that was the quick version, David. Give us the full version now. Jesus wept. Okay, no, you've convinced me. No,
sorry.
I must admit, David, I'm slightly concerned. I think Q-Card's run at Wetherby wasn't great, wasn't promising at all. And I don't think they put up a really compelling excuse for that. Everyone was saying, they sent him on too early. Well, that didn't really stand up, because they did exactly the same as Haydock, as you said. But
Joe Tizard, on the ITV vehicle that you will be starring on tomorrow, that they thought they knew why he'd underperformed at Kempton. Didn't say what it was, but he said they thought they knew why. So
yeah, he was knackered.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned. I share your view, DJ.
I really hope he wins, though.
What do you think, Frank Hickey?
I think he'll win. Like, he's a different league to these. I know what you're saying, David. Like, you're disappointed, but Kempton isn't his track. Like, he's been there 5 times. I know he won the King George, but like, he wouldn't have won if Don Cossack hadn't have fallen. I think he doesn't run anywhere near his best there.
That's debatable, Frank.
I don't know. I think he's run better.
He would have won the Gold Cup, though.
Yeah, but he's better going left-handed, like.
Oh, he probably is, but he doesn't need, like, he could probably run at least 7 pounds below his best tomorrow and win.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough to say. I do agree Taquin de Sol would probably run his race. He ran well at Leopardstown at Christmas. 3 miles is probably a bit far for him. But yeah, Q-Car wins this. And just out of a matter of interest, he did win this 4 years ago off the back of running poorly in the King George, and he went on to win the Ryanair and run second to Sprinter Sacred Aintree. So maybe they're hoping to follow the same route again and get the same result. But
the trouble is, he's 11.
He is 11. He'll win tomorrow. He won't win the Gold Cup, but he'll win tomorrow.
Okay, we shall see. 150. It's the Sodexo Reynoldstown Novices Chase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runners. Frank, how do Paddy Power bet?
We are 15-8 Arpège de Laine, 3-1 Big Bad John, 7-2 La Belle des Obeaux, 6-1 Fletcher's Flyer, 8-1 Loriem, and 16-1 Flintham.
Who do you like here, Lee?
It's a pretty poor renewal. Arpège de Laine, fancy him for a Cheltenham handicap last time he got beat. Now, you wouldn't normally say a horse that gets beat in a January Cheltenham handicap should be able to win a Reynoldstown. But in what looks a pretty poor renewal, certainly has not got any RSA Chase candidates in this one. I think it's him or Label des Obeaux who'll love the ground, but I just narrowly side with Arpège de Laine.
Arpège de Laine for Lee. Who for you, DJ?
Yeah, rock solid Arpège de Laine. He's been to Ascot twice. He won a maiden hurdle very impressively, and then he beat T42 actually in a novice hurdle at Ascot. Look, he has rock solid handicap form, and he's now running a Grade 2 that is a Grade 2 in name, but certainly not in nature. This is a poor race. It's the worst renewal of the race I can remember for a long time. And he's rated 145. He'll probably run to that mark. I'd imagine he's going to be good enough. I think he's a cracking chance in the National Hunt Chase at Cheltenham.
It's funny, some races, I think, just go through phases when they rise and they go through all their peaks and troughs. And for recently, the Reynoldstown, for whatever reason, is in a bit of a trough period, I think, and this is highlighting that.
It was a good enough race last year, though. Remember Manila Rocco ran it?
Well, I suppose it did not that great at the time, did it? But in hindsight, it was probably all right, yeah.
Flintam's brother won it in 2009. Carruthers,
yeah. Albertus Run won it 1 year as well.
He certainly did. Who do you like here, Frankie?
Oh, yeah. I went through the race. Big Bad John, disappointing last time. Loriem has plenty of ground to make up with. Arpège de Laine. Flintham wants to take a massive step forward. He's no chance, really. La Belle des Obeaux, same. Needs to make up ground with Arpège de Lens. Fletcher's Flyer is the only one I thought that might put it up to him on the basis of that Punchestown run, but he was disappointed back in the handicap here, and by the basis of the process of elimination, Arpège de Lens is the only one that can win.
3 yeses for Arpège de Lens. Will the crew be as concurrent? No, that's not the right word. Will they all agree on the 225, which is the Keltbrae Swinley Chase? Thought this was going to be a big field, but it's not. It's only 7 go to post. Frank, how do you bet?
We are 5-2 Go Conquer, 7-2 of Wayland's Boy, 9-2 Chef Dorv, 5-1 Sausalito Sunrise, 8-1 Tenor Nivernane Virac, and 14-1 Cloudy 2.
Someone's going to be putting up Sausalito Sunrise here, aren't they, DJ?
Yeah, I put him up on the Grand National podcast. I thought at 50-1 he was a huge price, and I think now that he has his mark for the National, we might finally get to see the real Sausalito Sunrise this season. I think Ascot probably will suit him. His last run at Ascot, he was woefully impressive. He beat Ville-Lion Rouge very impressively. Was it in this race last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was in this race last year off a mark of 150. He's only £5 higher now. He's a bloody good horse, and he's only 9. It's going to be hard to give so much weight to Go Conquer, which is the thing that worries me a little bit. I thought Go Conquer ran well last time at Kempton, but I'm hoping the class will prevail here, and Sausalito Sunrise will be slashed for the National afterwards.
Did you say woefully impressive?
It's an Irish thing where you put a negative in front of a positive.
Oh, really?
I never heard that one.
You'd say awfully. She's awfully good looking.
Oh, I suppose so.
You know?
Yeah, I've got you. Yeah. Or
Sorry
savagely. Some people say savagely impressive, don't they?
Yeah, that's two positives though, isn't it?
What, savage is positive?
Savage is.
If someone came at me in a savage manner, I wouldn't be chuffed.
Exactly. No, quite.
Yeah, but you say he's savage at soccer. He's brilliant at soccer. Like.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Who do you like, Lee?
Again, with Sausalito Sunrise, good Ascot form, and I would also, again, I'm sort of being a bit whimsical here. Such a shame this is no longer the Jim Ford at Wincanton. This used to be the Jim Ford Chase at Wincanton on Kingwell Hurdle Day on a Thursday. It was a Gold Cup trial. It only got 3 or 4 runners, but it got Borough Hill Lads, Desert Orchids, those sort of horses. Moved it to Ascot, and now it's a pretty ordinary, well, not ordinary, but it's not a particularly exciting 7-runner chase. I'd much rather it supported the Kingwell Hurdle on a Thursday.
Okay. And your tip is you're agreeing with
Sausalito.
DJ.
Yeah,
Sausalito.
yeah.
Are we going to get 3 yeses for Sausalito Sunrise, Frank?
Oh, he will probably be the one to win. He's only £5 higher, and he won by 12 lengths, I think, last year. He probably will win. The only kind of fly in the ointment was Wayland's Boy at his best would look particularly well handicapped off 148. Like, he actually went quite well for a long way in the Gold Cup last year. And even Rebecca Curtis at the Grand National Weight was saying he potentially could be thrown in. I think Sausalito Sunrise would be the safer bet, but I wouldn't be shocked if Wayland's Boy won this either.
Okay.
Probably take a flyer on him, to be honest.
Would you?
Yeah.
At the prices, right.
He did beat him in Newbury, was it about 18 months ago?
Yeah, Fallon's boys, he's got some class, hasn't he? RSA winner, hasn't he? Without giving your naps away, chaps, anything else at Ascot, Lee?
Just thought really interesting was Nicky Henderson's horse in the big handicap hurdle, Oscar Hoof.
We don't do things like the big handicap hurdle. What time?
The 3 o'clock, the Les Ambassadeurs Casino handicap hurdle.
My dentist's calling me. Should I take it? No, I won't.
Are you due a visit?
I am.
I went to the hygienist this week.
Did you?
Yeah. £49.50. I had quite a bit of plaque on my bottom set. I need to floss more.
Back to the 3 o'clock, Lee.
Oscar Hoof, running a great one at Aintree. Last time it appeared, he appeared. I hate saying it. He appeared. That was 1,050 days ago. But Nicky Henderson has done this already this season with a novice hurdler who runs tomorrow. Beyond Conceit. I think it's really interesting. He's bringing him back in a valuable handicap. That suggests to me he thinks he's pretty close to being able to run to his mark.
Have we got a price for that one, Frank?
We have the race priced up, yeah.
Go on, then.
We're 7-2 Temple Ross, 5-1 Air Horse 1, 7-1 Does Your Dog Bite, 8-1 Divine Spear, 10-1 Kruger Mac, 12-1 Oscar Hoof and Ordo Ab Cheo, and 14-1 Bar.
There you go. DJ, anything else at Ascot?
I thought Lee put up a very toothless argument there for Oscar Hoof.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a very early tip for next year's JLT Novices Chase, and a horse that's going to win the 115, the opening race, the Neptune Investment Management Novice Hurdle. A horse I've talked up on the podcast before, top of the game, trained by Paul Nichols. The problem with the last day, he was fourth to Holstone in the Grade 2 at Cheltenham. There was a load of hurdles. Was it the last hurdle? There was a big long run and there was no hurdles to be jumped, and he's a spectacular jumper that's going to make an absolute fabulous chaser, and he just didn't get home on the ground. I think over 2 mile 3, it's a good race because Acting Lass, who was second to Finian's Oscars in there, and Bianca Conceit looked to star when he won on his debut over hurdles. But I think top of the game is going to be a brilliant chaser, and I'm just hoping he can win this on the way to becoming a brilliant chaser.
Okay, Frank, anything at Ascot?
Yeah, I thought Acting Lass would win that 1:15, and like he was really well fancied at Hereford, but he bumped into Finian's Oscar, who is the fav for the Neptune now. But in the 3 o'clock, I thought there was a little bit of an interesting one there at 10-1. Kruger Mac was put up by a few people for the Betfair hurdle, and it's interesting that he didn't run there. I don't know the reason, but he only has a mark of 119. The visor goes on for the first time in a handicap, returns to the track where he won his maiden hurdle very impressively, and I'll be shocked if he's not better than 119, and I'm hoping tomorrow's the day he'll prove that.
And trained by a man who knows the time of day.
Yeah, 10-1's a very fair each way.
Yeah, there could be a plunge on that horse tomorrow.
I think he could go off 5-1 or something.
Okay, that was Ascot. This is Haydock.
Here's Paddy Power's latest horse racing offer. It's money back as a free bet if your horse finishes second to the SP Fav in all races at one meeting today. And at one meeting every day this month. Max £25 per race, not available in shops. 18 plus, gambleaware.co.uk.
The 3:15 at Haydock is the Betfred Grand National Trial. When was the last time this threw up the winner, Lee?
Oh, that's a question, isn't
I
it?
think it was 1993.
1993. That was the year
Party
before Mini
Politics.
Homer Party Politics.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Did Neptune
I'll
Challenge
swap
get
them.
touched off the year he won it?
Neptune. Yeah, he might have done, yeah.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
I'll have to research that for ITV tomorrow when I can't
92
say.
Party Politics.
92, thank God.
Party politics, God.
Just
Right.
beat Romany King, didn't he?
Yes, indeed. Right, okay, anyway, we've got 14 runners, so unfortunately there's only 3 places. What's the latest betting from Paddy Power, Frank?
7-2 Black Line, 6-1 Cruise Linen, 13-2 V Leon Rouge, 15-2 Good to Know, 8-1 Vintage Clouds, 12-1 Oublon des Avaux, Gasland Boy, Tour de Champ, and 14-1 Bar.
Okay, so it's Black Lion versus the Old Red Lion, which is obviously what Verlion Rouge means in French. Let's hear from the trainers. First of all, Nigel Twiston-Davies on Black Lion.
The big excitement is this weekend when he runs in the Grand National Trial at Haydock. And after that, we'll make up plan whether we run again or not. He's in great form, really good form. You know, we haven't run him for ages just because we didn't want to run him till after the weights were published, you know, to get as low a weight as we could.
Okay, and if you've got the weekender this week, you'll notice that pretty much everyone who put up a tip on the race went for Verlion Rouge. So let's hear what David Pipe has to say about that one's chances.
Obviously, he'd have a good chance, and 3 mile 4 around Haydock would be ideal for him, so he's in good form at present. He's a year older. He didn't quite see the trip out last year, but he's a stronger horse this year. He jumps the national fences better than the park fences, and if we can get him there in top form, then hopefully he's got a great chance.
Lee Mottershead, who will win the Betfred Grand National Trial 2017?
2017. Well, I tipped Black Lion for the National. When was that? Was that yesterday?
It was.
It was yesterday, wasn't it? And I think he'll win this as well. It's a very different sort of races to normal in the sense that the ground will be so much quicker. You expect heavy ground at Haydock
You
in
do,
February.
don't you?
You
Yeah.
do. You always get
It's
heavy
gonna be very
ground.
odd, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's practically sprint cup ground. Good to soft. I think he's probably a better horse on what we would call spring ground than he's in a mud bath. He's not run bad in his 3 races this season. He's got class. I think he can carry the weight, and I could see him actually winning it well.
Okay, a little bit of rain tonight, I believe, just to keep it.
But he'd be fine with a bit of cutting around.
Yeah. So it should be good to soft. And like I say, normally you expect this race to be run in a bog. David Jennings, what's your view on the race?
Yeah, Black Line is a funny one. I said after he won the RSA that he'd never win another race again. I just thought he was similar to Boston's Angel, who won the race a few years ago, who just picked the right day to win a big one and was going to struggle in Grade 1s afterwards. But he is quite interesting in this, obviously. I just wonder, this season, I know it's been in higher company, but his finishing efforts have been very tame. He's travelled really, really well in his races and just hasn't quite got home, which would worry me a little bit. He has a chance. He certainly has a chance. I certainly wouldn't be backing him at 7-2. Though the one I was interested in, I don't really fancy him that strongly, but I think he'll run really well, is Wakanda, trained by Sue Smith, who won on his only visit to Haydock. He won a Grade 2 novice chase a couple of years ago, and just bounced back to form with a quite decent run behind Definitely Red in that Roland Merrick at Wetherby on on St Stephen's Day, and I just thought he was rated 155 at one stage. He's down to 150 now. What price is he, Frank? Wakanda?
14-1.
Yeah, I just thought he'd run well at a big price.
Okay, and Frank, who's your view?
Discussed it with David there because that was my pick as well. For the same reasons. I think, he's ahead of Blackline at Weatherbury. I don't know what excuse you can come up with. Nigel Twiston-Davis likes bigging up Blackline, but for me, I think with Wakanda at 14-1 when Blackline 7-2, it's a no-brainer to back up Wakanda each way. Sue Smith, you like her horses in these type of races. Just giving honourable mention to Warren Thor down the bottom as well.
Yeah, needs soft ground, doesn't he?
Needs soft ground, yeah. If there's enough cut, like it was, like I know it was said it was good to soft at Cheltenham that day, but it probably was soft when he ran second. But I wouldn't be shocked to see him go well at a big price, but Wakanda would be my bet at 14-1.
And you never know, it's not impossible that the actual going at Haydock could be different to what we've been told it is, because that does occasionally happen there. And plus it's due to rain tonight. The 205 is the Betfred Rendlesham Hurdle. Only 5 runners, but a pretty open betting heat, isn't it, Frank?
It is. It's 13-8 Agripart, 2-1 Zarkandar, 9-4 Apati Son, 12-1 Desert Cry, and 33-1 Anteros.
3 horses dominate the market then, Lee. Who will dominate the race?
Title the race, I'd be lying if I said a firm view, but I think Uppity Swan, back from fences to hurdles, he's probably the most talented horse in the race. Still got youth on his side, and at the prices, I think he makes most appeal.
David?
I can't. I probably up Petty Swans. I have a theory with Zarkandar that he needs to be really fresh, and he's had 63 days since his last run. So maybe the fact that he has had this little break. I thought the race the last day came too quick after. He has been disappointing, to be honest, overall in his career. I know he's a Triumph Hurdle winner, but that was 6 years ago now. I won't back anything in it, but probably Zarkandar is the most likely winner.
You got a view, Frank?
It's tough betting. Tough race to have a bet in, but I'd agree with Lee. Apati Sand's probably the one you'd be having a bet on if forced to. Agripart won because Lammy Surs didn't see out the 2.5 miles, the last day. And on the basis that this is another 2.5 furlongs, I wouldn't be convinced he's a definite stayer. Zarkandar's a little bit regressive, possibly. So on that basis, you'd probably be going with Apati San.
Okay, the 350, the other grade 2 on the card, is the Albert Bartlett Prestige Novices Hurdle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. God, it's a bad day for each way punting tomorrow, isn't it? How are we betting, Frank?
No Hasselhoff is 2-1. The World's End and Report to Base are both 7-2. Ballyarter is 7-1. Tilingi is 8-1, and it's 14-1 bar.
Lee?
Yeah, again, no particularly strong views, but it's been a good week at a good time for female jockeys. I think Bridget Andrews could win this on No Hasselhoff, and a big race in the River Don last time, similar sort of contest.
Okay, David.
Absolutely, no Hasselhoff. My God, watch that race again at Doncaster. He tanked through the race with Harry Skelton, and fair play to him. He still battled. After being keen again, he still battled, and I think a track like Haydock is made for him. It's not as demanding as other tracks. I'm not quite sure Cheltenham suited him in his penultimate start either. He's a really good horse. I think he'll win.
And Frank, who do you like in this one?
Tom George is having a good spell of it, and his horse, The World's End, I know he was 1-4 at Chepstow, but he was heavily backed from bigger price early in the morning that day. And the second that day, Testify, has come out and won a decent race at Bangor, beating over to Sam and Lockdoor Farmer. And I just thought with Tom George out in good form, The World's End made a bit of appeal at 7-2.
Okay, let's zoom down to the West Country. Wincanton, 2:45, the big race there is the Betway Kingwell Hurdle. And it's great to see Yanworth running, isn't it? It really, this should be... this will play a part in champion hurdle betting for sure, because it's not the strongest champion hurdle, and Yanworth is absolutely bang in there. How short is he for this one, Frank?
Just my computer's loading. He is 4-6. Soreal is 4-1. Chitbello's 5-1. Irving's 10-1, and it's 20-1 bar.
Hang on a sec, you've got to say what price Raving Black is.
20-1.
20-1, okay. Lee, what's your view here?
Well, if there were 8 runners, then Raving Black could be really good each way back, because he tends to run his race. He'll love the conditions. It's a hard one, isn't it? Because I mean, if you could name a track and conditions that you thought would not be ideal for Yanworth, you'd say 2 miles around Wincanton, a real speed track for a horse that we thought might well be a Stayers hurdle horse this season, not a champion hurdle horse. He certainly wouldn't be an obvious Wincanton candidate. So in that case, you say the horse to beat him will be stablemate Sorel, who we know loves Wincanton, but he doesn't love soft ground. And they've got soft ground there, and they've got more rain coming, which makes it, for me, a no-bet race and a watch race.
OK. What do you think, DJ?
I think Yanworth will win, Bruce. Spoke to Barry Geraghty during the week, doing the big read with him for Sunday week, and very complimentary about Yanworth. It's just jumping is the issue, and I think this is a clever ploy by Alan King bringing him here, because he will have to jump well. The hurdles kind of come thick and fast. There's about 3 in a row, I think, down the back in Wincanton that you need to kind of jump well. Cheek pieces on for the first time is interesting. Might waken him up a little bit. He's gone a little bit lazy. I thought he was a bit lazy. He didn't really travel on the bit at Kempton. But I love Sco Royal, but Yanworth is in a different league to Sco Royal.
Lee, where are you getting rain coming from?
Top here, so it says light rain.
Well,
soft, heavy in places, light rain.
Yeah,
should have said the sky there, Lee.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Because the forecast I've got, I must admit, originally when you said rain, I thought I didn't think rain was coming, so I actually keyed in Yanworth, because there's a little village near
Cheltenham.
There's a little village near Cheltenham called
lovely.
Yanworth. But that weather forecast isn't really relevant.
Will you be
What
having
is
a big
it, though?
chat with Lucy Verasamy tomorrow now, Bruce?
I might do, mate. Yeah, why?
Yeah,
I'd like
I'd like to have one of them chats.
Close personal friend.
Yeah, she's lovely.
There's no rain forecast for Wincanton, OK? But that doesn't mean there won't be any, because we all know that weather forecasters, apart from Lucy Verasamy, are hopeless. Frank Hickey, who's going to win the Kingwell?
Oh yeah, Yanworth will win. Just keep it simple.
Do you think Yanworth will win the Champion Hurdle as well, Frank?
I'm a massive fan of Bouverdare, but I'd have to wait till close to the day to see what the ground is going to be like in the makeup of the race. I think the fact you're going to have Petit Mouchoir going off strong from the front will play to Yanworth's strengths. But I probably think it's between the two JP horses at the moment.
I like Bouver. I think he's rock solid.
Yeah, I agree.
He's really, and I just think that Supreme from last year was absolutely different class. So, right, we're done with all the UK, all the GB stuff.
Just one. Can I just give you one, because I'm not napping it, Bruce? There's a horse chucked in a handicap hurdle in Wincanton.
Okay.
In the 320 at Wincanton, I think could be a good day for Paul Nicholls. Persian Delight is after getting a mark of 1-2-3, and he's absolutely chucked in.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can I just mention one, Bruce, as well?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
240, Theo's Charm was second to Cruise Linen.
Wait, hang on, the two what?
The 240 at Haydock, Theo's Charm was second, the fixed brush hurdle. To Cruise Linen, I think, and he's back there only £4 higher in what looks probably a weaker race, and I thought he'd go well at 8-1. And keep an eye on Mo Celebration, the 130, very impressive in hurdles debut.
Oh yeah,
and he might be a bit of a flyer for the Triumph if he
absolutely
packs up again tomorrow.
Blimey, the tips came thick and fast there. We'll go across to Ireland for the big race there. There's two big races there, isn't there? The Red Mills Chase and the Red Mills Trial. We'll start with the Chase. Pretty short favourite here, Ballycasey, Frank, yeah?
Yeah, he's 1-3, Clarkham 7-2, Mazeltov 14s, as is Monty's Meadow.
And that's the 155. Any betting potential here, David, or should we just watch?
Yeah, there could be one bet that could be a little bit of value. Ballycasey, I think, will probably win. I wasn't convinced even by Clarkham the last day. And Monty's Meadow, who's the outsider of the field, will relish this ground. It was too quick for him in the Thyestis, and I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes second to Ballycasey, and he could be a bit of a price in the betting without market.
Okie doke. And the 305, the Red Mills, good old Jedski, who absolutely now banging the Champion Hurdle equation. Where do we think he's going to run? We think Champion Hurdle, or do we think
Stairs.
Step up? You think
The market
Stairs?
move yesterday suggested this.
Okay, fine. What will he do tomorrow, Lee? Will he enhance his claims with an impressive victory?
I'd say so. I mean, you'd be mortified if he didn't do. I mean, just reading
mortified. I'd be surprised.
He's £20. He's £20 clear on the figures.
Okay.
Although Tombstone's a decent horse, isn't he? But I mean, just reading what Jessie Harrington was saying in the paper and on the website today, that she thinks the horse is still as good as he was.
Blimey, O'Reilly.
I don't think Jessie would be the sort of person, would she, to
Well, how
come
old's
out
Faheen?
Faheen's 9 as
Yeah,
well,
and Jessie's 9, so no one's suggesting that Faheen's regressive.
No, it's just we haven't seen him for a while, is it?
Yeah,
Apart from that
okay.
last.
Fair enough. What price is Jetski, Frank?
Jetski's 2-7, Tombstone 7-2, Rashans 10-1, and it's 66-1 bar.
Would you advocate a huge double on Ballycasey and Jetski, Frank, or not really?
I would never have money on Ballycasey.
Yeah.
I'd rather, you might as well burn it.
Okay, well, seeing as
Not a fan of the horse at all.
a man who just spent 58 grand on a wedding recently knows all about burning money. Anything else lurking on the Goran card that isn't your nap, but that the listeners should know about, David Jennings?
Yeah, I think Jet will probably beat Maldini in the 120. Although I just don't know what's going on with Maldini. Maybe they have that novice handicap in mind on the first day at Cheltenham. I'm not quite sure. He's 142 at the minute in Ireland, so I don't know. It's quite interesting. And then another one later on the card. I think the Gate Checker will probably win again. He's in the 230 at Goran.
Okay. Frank, anything from you for Goran?
Oh, yeah, well, the Gate Checker is interesting, but Sonny B was running an absolute belter in the Paddy Power Christmas, and he whacked the last. He probably would have been placed. This is a fair bit weaker. Like, the Gate Checker is unexposed and could easily dot up, but Sonny B could be 7 or 8 to 1 potentially. If he was that price, I'd definitely back him each way.
Okay, nap time.
If he doesn't win, I will be absolutely staggered. I think he's a stone cold certainty.
Lee Mottershead, fire away.
Well, I thought I'd try a little bit creative. So I've gone for the 4:30 at Wincanton. A horse down towards the bottom of Seamus Mullins's. Denny Kerrell ran a big PB last time with cheek pieces and a tongue tie applied. That augured well for the future. Runs like here off a slightly lower mark. Seamus does well at his local course, Wincanton. And I can see Denny Kerrell with Jerry Maguire riding for the first time running a big race.
Blimey, that's an obscure sus. I'm quite impressed with that. David Jennings, who do you like as the best bet?
Oh, Bruce. You know what time it is? It's Aqua Dude time.
Oh, yes.
Aqua Dude. This is the day. Now, this is wash your hands of him time if he doesn't win this. 420 Haydock, Aqua Dude. Sam Twiston Davis taking over from Paul Maloney. Haydock, the perfect track. The ground, perfect. 2 mile 3, 203 yards. The trip, perfect. Everything in the world that could possibly be perfect for Aqua Dude is perfect. He has to win this to get into the novice handicap chase the first day. He's rated 130. The lowest rated horse to get into the race last year was 136. So he'll have to win this race and win it well to hopefully get up 6, 7, 8 pounds. Like, he has to be well handicapped. All his form, waiting patiently, all his form suggests that he's thrown in here off 130. I have to believe it, that he is. Forrest B, and he was behind Forrest B and waiting patiently off mark of 130. He just has to win this, Bruce.
Come on, Aqua Dude.
Tomorrow
is the day. Frank Hickey, what's your nap?
2:15 Wincanton. The Fresh Prince won at Uttoxeter last time, and this race doesn't look any stronger. He only got £5, I think, or £5 or £6 for that. I can see him backing that up and going in again.
Excellent stuff. We'll look at Sunday in just a mo.
Here's Paddy Power's latest horse racing offer. It's money back as a free bet if your horse finishes second to the SP Fav in all races at one meeting today. And at one meeting every day this month. Max £25 per race, not available in shops. 18 plus, gambleaware.co.uk.
Hi there, Bruce Millington, Lee Mottershead, David Jennings and Paddy Power's Frank Hickey are looking ahead to Sunday's card at Navan, which features 3 really decent contests. We will take them in chronological order, starting with the 240. It's the Flying Bolt Novice Chase. Can Identity Thief get his foundering... Is it foundering or floundering? Floundering chase career back on track. How do you bet, Frank Hickey?
We're 5-4 Identity Thief, 9-4 Ballyosheen, 11-4 Ball Dark, and 14-1 Tully East.
It's your local track, DJ. Will you be there reporting for the Racing Post on Sunday?
I'll be there, yeah.
Will you? And will you be opening that wallet at 2:35 to have a bet on the 240?
It's funny, I was absolutely mad to take Identity Thief on, but I just presumed to be a little bit shorter. Yeah, I just can't have Identity Thief. I can't.
What's gone wrong for him?
Well, he obviously unseated David Mullins at the first fence last day, so maybe he would have bounced back. Maybe he would have won that in the Briley. That race fell apart, the Arkell trial. But I just can't get over that run at Christmas. It was just too disappointing. And you know, he faces 3 decent horses here. The one I probably would back at the prices is Ball Dark. He's rated 142 and he's getting £9 from Identity Thief. He has rock solid handicap form. So he's actually weighted to beat Identity Thief. And it's interesting that they're running here. I'm kind of surprised. I thought they might keep him for Cheltenham. But there's nice prize money and Gordon Elliott wants to win the trainer's title. So, yeah, I think the percentages is with Ball Dark.
Frank, who do you think will win the 240?
Similar to David, I'd be keen enough to take on Identity Thief after the last 2 runs. And I thought Ballyosheen was quite impressive beating Townsend the last day. He's not had that many runs, and I could see him going quite well. He jumps fine. I know he fell the time before that, but yeah, I'd be keen enough at him at 11-4 or 9-4.
Can I just say that I've got a friend who inherited a dog, okay, and it's beautiful red setter, and they came around and took him for a walk, and I took my dog out as well. I said, what's he called? And they said, Oisin. I said, what do you mean, Oisin? How do you spell it? And they said, O-I-S-I. I said, that's a Sheen. It's an Irish name. And he goes, oh, yeah, we did think that the fella who gave us the dog did say that. But now he walks around the park going, Oisin, Oisin. It's absolutely bizarre. It really is. Lee, have you got a view on this race or not?
On the Boyne?
No, the Flying Bolt.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you want to join in on this? Or
Well,
shall I
just want to make the point that my esteemed colleague, Stuart Riley, who right now is writing a gorgeous opening show to lead our Saturday coverage, did say to me this morning, if I did anything this weekend, this goes off on a slight tangent now, he said back Sutton Place for the champion hurdle because he thought the horse would win so impressively this weekend that Connections would not be able to not supplement him for the champion hurdle. So I'd be lying if I had any strong opinions myself, but he was so keen and enthusiastic that I thought I'd mention it.
Okay, so that's in the 3:10, that's the Boyne hurdle. We're not actually talking about... Well, we should be talking about that race, not on the running order for some reason. Let's talk about that then. Sutton Place, what price, Frank?
He's 4-5. Renetti is 9-2, as is the Plotting Shed. Super Sunday 7-1. Thomas Hobson's 20-1 and 33-1 bar.
DJ?
Yeah, he'll probably win Sutton Place. I'd be absolutely flabbergasted if he ran the champion hurdle. But he looked really good the last day, and he would have been chucked in the Betfair hurdle had he ran.
What price is he for the champion hurdle?
Jesus, is he even entered, is he?
No, he would need to be supplemented.
Yeah, he needs supplemented. Yeah, I wouldn't agree with Stuart Riley there now, to be honest with you.
Enough.
But yeah, he will win this. He's going to make a smashing chaser next year. My God, he's got gorgeous looking horse. He just keeps on improving. And yeah, I think he'll win because I just think he has that touch of class and he's getting better. But I wouldn't back him at 4-5. I just love to watch him because I think he's a lovely horse.
All right then, fair enough. What about you, Frank?
Yeah, I'd agree with David. He should win this. He's probably short enough, but geez, he was very impressive the last day, and it'll take a good one to beat him. We can see him winning this easy enough.
Okie dokie, where should we go next? What have we got here?
10 up.
The 10 up.
Let's go with the 10 up then at 4:10. And who's fav here?
Annabelle Fly is 5-4. Acapella Bourgeois is 3-1. Ed Wolf 6-1. Haymount 10-1. Road to Respect is 12-1, and we're 14-1 bar.
Righty ho. Frank, we'll stick with you for the selection.
Yeah, you couldn't but be taken with Annabelle Fly the last day, Nace. I think it just proved that he didn't really handle the good ground at Kempton in the Cave Star Novices Chase. A G in the bottle would be my idea at this moment in time of the 4 mile winner, so it's pretty strong form, and I can see him backing that up and winning again.
Okie doke, DJ.
He probably will win Annabelle Fly. Just one at a huge price that could run well. He's an enigma. But stone hard, that race the last 8 days just came too quick after his win at Limerick over Christmas. I spoke to Ali Murphy, who's Gordon Elliott's assistant trainer, and he said he just needs time between his races. He's at 42 days. He has plenty of potential, but I think he has wind problems. He bursts blood vessels, whatever. He has loads of problems, but he has a touch of class on his day, and he could be a huge price, and I just think he could run better than his price. But Annabelle Fly is a class act. Okay, DJ, if we only backed one horse at Navan on Sunday, what would its name be? Oh, right. It would... just one name to mention in the bumper. Polly Roy, who was exceptional when winning his point for Dennis Murphy. Bought for 300,000 by Gigginstown and Gordon Elliott afterwards. He could be very, very good. Just keep an eye out for him in the bumper. He'd be ridiculously short, but he could be very good. If you were to have one bet on Sunday, I would say it should be... Just I don't fancy it in the handicaps. Probably Ball Dark. Ball Dark in the 240. Frank, same question to you.
In the 340, the handicap hurdle, Futuramic disappointed last time at Gore and over 2.5 miles. Probably a bit short for him. He could probably do with 3, but this is 2 6.5. He was second here 2 runs back in November, off only £2 lower where he was caught on the line, and he'd probably be an each way price. He could be 10 or 12-1, and I think that might be each way value, particularly with the soft ground.
Sorry, Bruce, I just missed one in that race that I should have mentioned against Frank. Soir de Chantenay runs in a second handicap for JP McManus and Gavin Cromwell. JPs don't tend to be on their best behaviour first time in a handicap, and he drifted like a barge. He was favoured overnight for his first handicap at Gore and drifted out 12-1, ran nicely, finished 5th that day to Not What I Am, and is off the same mark now. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a plunge on Swore de Chantenay.
What do you mean by JP's horses tend not to be on their best behaviour first time out in handicap?
Well, they just might be a bit bold.
Bold? Okay, fair enough.
Headstrong.
Lee, what's the weekend hold? What's Monday's column going to be about? Have you thought
Monday's column is looking at two things. It's looking at Michael O'Leary's comments in relation to Phil Smith, and we've been crunching some numbers to try and see whether the leading female trainers are any more inclined to support female jockeys than leading male trainers.
Okay, I thought you were going to say that you were going to call for a female trainer's allowance.
A female trainer?
Oh, that'd be controversial.
Can you imagine going to Jenny Pittman and saying that female trainers deserve an allowance?
DJ, what's the plans for the weekend? Are you still with Aoife? Has she seen through you yet?
That's very harsh. No, I played it. Sure, Valentine's Day is just gone. I played
Oh
it
yeah,
blinder,
what did
so
you
that'll
do?
keep her for another. We went for a nice dinner in Pichet in town here, in Dublin.
Have you been to the
restaurant.
Mulberry Garden yet? I keep telling you, go to the Mulberry Garden.
Where's that?
I can't think of the place. It's a little bit a way out, but look it up. Honestly,
Okay,
I went there
Mulberry
once.
Okay.
With the former chairman of the Racing Post. It was absolutely superb. Take her there next year. But that went well, did it? You didn't propose, no?
No, I didn't propose. No, I have a plan. Don't worry, I have a plan.
Ooh.
But
It's May, isn't it? The proposal.
Jesus, she listens to this.
Not Irish Guineas Day.
No, I hope this is going to be edited out now.
No, it won't.
But anyway,
Aoife, he's proposing to you in May. Okay, so
Aoife is
something to look
lovely.
forward to. She is. Yeah, way too good for him. Okay, so what are you doing then? You're working Sunday.
Yeah, we're actually a football tournament tomorrow. Paddy O'Shea, a famous Irish GA personality.
I've heard of him.
Have you heard of him?
I have, yeah. O-S-E.
Yeah, father. And there's this football tournament that's down in Kerry, and different club teams from different counties, I think it's both hurling and football, all congregate down there for a big tournament. And our team, Dundee, has been invited, so I'm down there tomorrow.
That's a schlep, isn't it? All the way down to Kerry.
Yeah, but it'd be a great day.
Okay, well, have fun with that, David. And Frank, what's the rota done for you this weekend?
I'm off tomorrow and working Sunday.
What are you doing tomorrow? Going to buy a sofa or something?
Oh, God, no. I've done all my time now for that. I'm at least entitled to about 6 months off.
So down the pub with your mates?
No drinking. I'll probably take it handy. I have a stag in a couple of weeks, so I'll take it handy.
Not mine,
then.
not mine, by the way.
Well, I'm looking forward to yours, David. Right, well, listen, thank you very much indeed for listening. Don't forget, if you enjoy the Racing Postcast, do go on to iTunes and subscribe to us. We're back on Monday with the review postcast. And on Tuesday, we've got Paddy Mullins and Tom Siegel looking ahead to the Racing Post Arkle. So join us for another Cheltenham Anti-Post special.
Check out Paddy Power's new and exclusive Cash Card Plus. Available to use online, at ATMs, or even down the local. Paddy Power, you beauty.